in this context, the Abuja Investment Company who owns the shopping center, and then the operators of the shops and other goods and services there. We invited them. We had a meeting with them at a Diplomat Park in the same area one. We explained to them our objectives, and they bought the idea. Not only that they bought the idea, they even participated in the exercise.
On the appointment of immediate past Governor of Rivers State and Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, expressed confidence in his ability to show courage, will and resilience in providing the right leadership for the FCT.
Administrators and administrations have different philosophies and styles. So it's also with the present minister of the FCT, Barrister Nyesom Ezemo Woyie. Yes, people seeing what had happened at River State and his inaugural speech has really contributed tremendously in seeing the narratives being changed. Yes, because now in fact, he has made our work a lot easier by that singular pronouncement that all illegal structures are going to be removed. All structures that are built where they are not supposed to be are going to be removed. That alone has made our work very.
President of the Trade Union Congress TUC Comrade Festus Osifo says his bloc of the Organized Labour has met with the Minister of Labour Simon Lalong, who leads federal government's delegation. Speaking with journalists after a closed-door meeting at the Ministry of Labour, Comrade Osifo stated that they have presented a list of demands to the federal government, noting that operations of government should not come to a halt on account of the president's absence. Sharon Ajay completes the report.
TUC president, in response to questions from journalists, said the organized labor has been in touch with the government, emphasizing that the expectations is amicable resolution of the issues that have led to the current situation.
We told them that time is of essence. We told them that the patience is running out. We told them that we cannot continuously engage in rhetoric. We can't keep these to and fro conversations in endless meetings. That all we want is action. All we want is result.
He stated that the leadership of the Congress has painstakingly kept track of the distribution of palliative with the aim of following the progress or otherwise of the exercise.
After our last NEC meeting, we also said that we will not leave it at the federal government stand alone, that we are also going to take it to the states. As of today, we are collecting reports across all the states, even the little palliatives that has been released. How has it been expended? We are collecting that result, and we are going to address you in the coming days on this subject, state by state, region by region, what has been done.
On whether an ultimatum is still in force, particularly with regards to the proposed indefinite strike, Comrade Osifo expressed TUC's desire to wait for President Tinubu's return from the United Nations General Assembly, while dialogue also continues across the states of the Federation.
Let's wait and see if truly they will be back by weekend. If they are not back by weekend, and if next week elapses, we, the NAC, the CWC, and the NEC of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, we have to review this entire thing and take a definite position on it.
Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
As part of effort to eradicate the use of illicit drugs and in Africa, Nigeria is set to host the 31st edition of African Heads of National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies (HUNLAF).
The representative,
the Director General of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA), Buba Marwa, disclosed this today while addressing journalists in Abuja. Buba Marwa, who was represented at the event by the agency's secretary Shedrack Haruna, says the conference will foster synergy among anti-narcotics organizations across African countries in order to prefer solutions and curb the menace of hard drugs. Judith Peters has details.
Of the Director General NDLEA stated that the conference will have in attendance 53 heads of NDLEAs and African to deliberate on how to end drug abuse, trafficking trends, and to discover strategies to combat the scourge of this in the region.
The reason for this press conference is to inform you of the forthcoming Heads of National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies Africa with the acronym HONLAV conference, which Nigeria will host. It is a subsidiary body of United Nations Commission on Narcotic Drugs and a body under the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. The HONLAV meeting is an annual event that brings together heads of drug law enforcement agencies in Africa to discuss drug abuse and trafficking trends and develop actionable strategies to combat the scourge of this.
Country representative of United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNODC, Oliver Stoll, says the conference will help African heads to deliberate on how to reduce production and consumption of drugs and give opportunities for African countries to learn from each other.
Notably, regional and international cooperation to reduce illicit cultivation and production of drugs, something that we have observed thanks to the operational successes of NDLEA over these past years, also here in Nigeria, not just in terms of cannabis, but also manufacturing, for example, of methamphetamines. Including, however, also discussions around alternative developments, which is an approach that is being promoted in many countries that are traditional drug cultivation countries, and which I think, at least for some of the products that are being produced locally, could be also seen as a possible approach, so an opportunity to learn from others.
The federal government, in a bid to end terrorism menace, is set to implement the West African Police Information System, WAPIS, in Nigeria. This was revealed by the Minister of Police Affairs, Senator Ibrahim Gaidam, when he hosted the delegation from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, European Union and Interpol during their visit to the headquarters of the Ministry of Police Affairs, Abuja. Gaidam said the visit marks a significant milestone in the journey towards the implementation of the West African Police Information System, WAPIS, and here in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He also said the implementation of the WAPIS holds immense significance for the Nigerian police and our great nation as a whole. As we stand at the forefront of addressing the complex challenges of transnational crime and terrorism, the need for efficient and reliable information sharing mechanisms cannot be overstated. This system will enable us to tackle the menace of organized crime, drug trafficking, human trafficking, and terrorism more effectively. It will empower our law enforcement agencies with the necessary tools to identify and apprehend criminals who operate across national boundaries, ensuring that they face the full force of justice. The Commission of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has indicated that construction of the 1028 kilometers Abidjan-Lagos Highway project is set to commence in January 2024. Beginning with the procurement for the main construction and the actual construction work at a workshop convened in Lagos by the Project Implementation Unit of the Commission's Spatial Development Initiative to exchange ideas and comprehensively assess the highway project's physical, economic, and social aspects. The chairman of the Special Development Initiative, Ebere Izunobi, revealed that experts from 5 member countries, namely Nigeria, Ghana, Togo, Benin Republic, and Cote d'Ivoire, were convened to discuss the projects aimed at transforming the lives of people along this corridor. He emphasized that transport infrastructure has been accorded top priority in the ECOWAS Commission's programs. He further disclosed that the project was deliberated upon and approved during the meeting of the heads of state. The Minister of Works, Senator Dave Umahi, has revealed that the reconstruction of Trunk A roads in the southeast would necessitate over 7 trillion naira in funding. The minister revealed this information during a recent inspection of federal roads in Imo State. He also announced the termination of the road reconstruction contract of Amanwozuzu Umumi Uvie Amakohia in the state. According to the minister, the termination was based on negligence and incompetence on the part of the contractor. He mentioned that the contract was granted on December 6, 2013, with an anticipated completion date of March 9, 2015. He directed the controller, Victrans Nigeria Limited, to redesign the contract with concrete. The World Bank says the coup d'etat in Niger may put additional pressure on Nigeria and other West African nations' food markets. According to the Global Bank, the Nigerian coup d'etat put an additional 7 million people at risk of falling into severe food insecurity in the region against a backdrop of soaring commodity and staple food prices and severe food insecurity already affecting 3.3 million people during the lean season. The bank stated this in its September food security update, where it says, while describing the implication of economic and financial sanctions, the Economic Community of West African States and the West African Economic and Monetary Union imposed on the country, the Washington-based bank stated that food prices increased by up to 21% in August in Niger. It noted that this limited poor households' access to food and their ability to meet their dietary needs. The coup leaders have already put an end to the single-window system set up by Mohamed Bazoum to limit embezzlement of funds and corruption in the public administration. As a result, there are palpable fears that revenue from customs and tax services is again paid into the public treasury account, which will allow the junta to freely plunder public funds. You're watching Global TV News Express, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. On Star Times channel 276, kindly follow us across social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When Global TV News Express returns, Neymar opens up on his time at the French club. We'll tell you about these and more right after this break. Please don't go away. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the News Express from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. News reaching Global TV says Kano Governorship Elections Petition Tribunal on Wednesday sacked the state governor, Yusuf Abba, of the New Nigeria People's Party. The tribunal therefore declared All Progressive Congress candidate Nasiru Gayuwa winner of the March 18th governorship poll. Global TV will keep track of this development of the results. Asset Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, revealed that it has successfully recovered more than 70% of the 4 trillion naira in bad debts from debtors. Despite prevailing concerns related to interest rates, Ahmed Kuru, the CEO of AMCON, made this known while speaking to newsmen in Lagos on Monday. He noted that the original funding plan of AMCON was 10 years and that there was the assumption that the banking industry would grow at the rate of 20%. Highlighting that the banking sector's growth has been below 5% for the past 7 to 8 years. A lot of recovery has been made, but it looks like there is no impact because of the interest rates on the loans. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Sustainable Development Goals, Princess Adejoke Orelope Adefulire, has joined leaders and experts from around the world to call for increased investment and alignment of resources from public, private, domestic and other resources to accelerate progress on the delivery of 2030 agenda. Orelope Adefulire made the call while speaking at a high-level event held at the margins of the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, tagged Accelerating SDGs Progress Through National Financing Strategies and Integrated National Financing Frameworks. The event, organized by the government of Nigeria and Indonesia in collaboration with key partners that include the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and UNICEF, is aimed at shedding light on the critical role of national financing strategies and integrated national financing frameworks in achieving SDGs. The Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) has confirmed that Sao Tome and Principe have withdrawn from the 2024 Women Africa Cup of Nations first round against Nigeria. The 9-time African champions were to host the Sao Tome and Principe ladies in the first leg of the qualifying match at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Lagos on Friday. With the return legs scheduled for Tuesday, September 26th, the Nigerian football governing body last week released a list of 24 players for the clash, with camps slated to open same Tuesday. However, NFF's Director of Communications, Ademola Olajire, stated that logistics was the primary reason for their opponents' withdrawal from the WAFCON qualifiers. The Kwara State contingent will compete in 18 of the 32 sporting events at the 7th National Youth Games NYG, kicking off on Wednesday, September 20th, 2023 in Asaba, Delta State. The Executive Chairman of Kwara State Sports Commission, Malbola Magaji, disclosed this in Ilorin, the state capital, yesterday. Magaji said that a contingent of 215 members comprising athletes, coaches, secretaries, helpers, interpreters, board members, cleaners, and medics will depart Ilorin for Asaba for the 10-day youth games. He said that the state would only concentrate on sports that are sure to win medals. Magaji, who said that the state had recorded a huge success in the history of National Youth Games, ranking first to 10th on the medals table in the previous editions, commended the state governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak's administration for sustaining an enabling environment through prompt release of funds and improved infrastructural development. And as we end News Express on Global TV, another look at the summary. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has presented Africa's position on critical issues at UN General Assembly. Director of Development Control of the FCT, Mukhtar Galadima, has cleared the air on issues bordering on Abuja Master Plan. Finally, we told you Neymar has opened up on his time with teammate Messi at PSG. And that's it on Global TV News Express, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. On StarTimes channel 276, kindly follow us across social media platforms using as Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Chidima Jerosen, thanking you so very much for watching. Have a great evening.